Hi, everybody, and welcome to another installment of Vintage Mego. This week we're going to take a bit of a departure in that I'm not going to tell you everything I know about something. I'm going to talk about something I don't know much about. This is known to many Mego collectors as the Mystery Man. Originally, I believe it was called the Mystery Astronaut. I'll get into the history of it. But this figure drives me crazy, and to be honest with you, I will not rest until I get an answer. That's the day I quit, is when someone finally gives me a sound, logical conclusion or some kind of proof as to exactly who this guy is. So here's everything we know about this guy to date. He first rose to prominence in John Bonavita's 1996 book, Mego Action Figure Toys with Values, where John wrote, "A small quantity of these mysterious 8-inch Mego action figures in blue flight suits with yellow helmets were discovered during the early 1980s. That's pretty much true. They seem to have come around the New York area, and they seem to come from places that were discounts, like Big Reds, or in the case of the one we have in the Mego Museum, a store called Town Dump, which sounds like a liquidation center. They're always found in baggies, never in any sort of packaging. We do have an example where the collector wrote the date on the price tag, and it actually states October 29th, 1977. So that kind of predates John's assumption of the early 1980s. The figure is a mystery for a number of reasons. One, unlike figures like Captain Eagle or Reverse Captain Patch, which were produced to sell unsold outfits, this figure actually does have a Mego body. He is on a Type 1 Mego, and that's really unique. The head sculpt is instantly recognizable to Mego collectors. It is, of course, the original Batman, the Type 1 removable cowl Batman. In 1974, Mego would recycle it for the Ward's catalog exclusive Bruce Wayne action figure. That same year in South Africa, they would repaint him and release him as Jet Jungle, a local radio superhero. And in Italy, he would become local legend Tex Willer, a very popular Western comic book series in Europe. The helmet is from the Action Jackson series, and it was retooled, and of course it was famously used as the Planet of the Apes astronaut as well. One thing to note, though, is that helmet really got around in the mid-1970s. I don't know what factory Mego used, but they allowed Lincoln International, as you can see here with the Thrill Seeker, and the Adventurer, a blow-molded knockoff of Action Jackson that used a lot of Mego-branded items. The suit, while using materials similar to ones Mego used for Planet of the Apes and Action Jackson, is completely unique to the character. It features elastic around the legs, wrists, and waist, which is completely unique. The Mego never made another jumpsuit like this. There is also no tag, at least in my sample, denoting Mego Corporation in any way. The head bears no copyright symbol whatsoever, so this is possibly meant to be some sort of generic character. The eyes are colored a bright blue, which is unique to this character alone. For decades, Mego collectors called this the Mystery Astronaut figure. We at the museum changed it to Mystery Man to not create any sort of bias when you're thinking about this figure and creating theories. Here are a few of the theories that have come so far. One, it's an abandoned figure from a toy concept, meaning that it was some sort of parachute toy or plane toy Mego planned on doing. For some reason, the toy didn't pan out, and Mego just dumped the factory samples at a discounter somewhere. A lot of people speculate it's an abandoned Planet of the Apes astronaut figure. I have trouble with that one because we can see the Planet of the Apes astronaut prototype in the Warren ads, and it looks just like Action Jackson, which is really what we ended up with. It's some kind of foreign market superhero character like Jet Jungle or Tex Willer. There are a couple of popular pilot characters in France, and there's close but not quite close enough resemblance to the character. It's some sort of foreign release Action Jackson item. There is a little bit of credence to this because Baravelli did advertise Action Jackson having the Bruce Wayne head. It's a failed promotional tie-in for the Blue Angels. That one's actually kind of interesting. Every Mego employee I've showed this figure to has been kind of stumped and kind of makes some sort of conjecture that you can tell they really don't know. So I'm putting this out to you. Do you know what it's for? Did you pick it up as a kid? Where did you buy it? We want to know. If you're a former Mego employee watching this, please illuminate us if you have any information. You can hit us up in the comments here or on Twitter. Post your theories. We'd really like to read them. You can check out our Facebook group, Mego Mania, and let's have a long chat about this. Thanks for watching, and please help me solve this mystery.